I'm Charles Berger, and I go by Charlie. And I spell my name different to see if people are paying attention. And it's a trick I learned in college, but it's more as an icebreaker for conversation. I'm born and raised in and around Flint in a little town called Clio. I lived there until I graduated high school, went to college at Michigan Tech. Once I graduated from there, I decided I was going to stay in the UP and be a contractor. And I've been a building contractor for my entire life of all phases of building, starting very, very early. My dad was paying me wages at age 7 to help him lay brick. And now at 75, I'm still building from time to time. But all of that segued from being unaware as a youth and becoming more aware over time of the degradation of our natural resources. Fish got harder to catch, there were fewer of them. Ducks got harder to hunt, there were fewer of them. The bag limits changed. A number of those things began to happen, and I really wasn't clearly aware, maybe socially aware, until college. Started out as a forester and ended up with a degree in business, but the point was I was seeing this degradation in real time and realized that we were headed in the wrong direction. Now, after retiring and doing a number of things, a little ad in the paper said the Conservation District in Ontonagon was looking for a director, board member, I'm sorry, not a director, a board member. And I said to my wife, Grace, well, I think I have time for that now. Boy, was that a mistake. But anyway, I am here now as representing Ontonagon County. I'm happy to be here, and I've enjoyed this experience, and I've learned a bunch already.
How long have you been working with conservation?
You need to speak a little bit louder because I cannot hear you.
Yeah. So just wait to answer until after I stop talking so that they get a separate sound clip. Okay.
I'm sorry.
So how long have you been working with conservation districts?
Actually working with Ontonagon County Conservation District, I only got elected in November to fill a one-year term for a person who had to or chose to retire because of health issues. So I'm really, really green in conservation protocol per se. And that's one of the primary reasons for my coming down to this conference.
And what's one of your favorite natural features of Michigan? What's one of your favorite natural features, like a lake or a mountain or something like that in Michigan?
My wife and I live on the edge of Lake Superior, and if you have a really good telescope and you climb up on a really high hill, not too far from our house, you can see the outline of Isle Royale. So we are right on the northern edge looking due north. We're pretty near to Canada. Before that, we lived in Bay City and we lived on Saginaw Bay. And Grace, my wife, has always wanted to be by the water or on the water. And that's why I love her, because I'm a fisherman. I'd rather fish than do virtually anything, she says, except work. And and it fits right in. So water purity, water quality, water quantity, wetlands issues, those are all dear to my awareness and to my heart.
How do you see conservation districts helping Michigan's natural resources?
Conservation districts, in my view, and I'm, like I mentioned, very green at this, are an opportunity for we as taxpayers, and I'm a board member, I'm not employed by the state or the Fed or any of the other satellite agencies that get their funding. I'm a volunteer, but we as individuals get the opportunity through the conservation district to get back some of our tax dollars for things that specifically can, will, should benefit both us and our prodigy. That's my vision.
How do you, if you were to explain to a little kid what conservation districts do, how would you explain it?
To explain something is to show them. I learn best, and I'm thinking a lot of people learn best, hands-on, go, do, see, tell. That's how I understand it. So my focus would be not to tell them anything other than, you want to go with me and we're going to go look at the creek. That would be my approach to telling them. And then once we get to the creek, I say, you know, there used to be fish in this creek, but there are no longer fish in this creek because of something. Maybe it's climate change, but maybe we polluted the water. And I belong to an organization who might be able to help us do something about that.
Great, beautiful. How do you see NACD helping your local conservation district and your local resources?
I'm too green to pass judgment on anybody or anything at this point in time, simply because I feel that in order to be proficient at your job or at your assignment, you need to learn it, you need to know it, you need to understand it. There has never been a job I've taken, and honest to goodness, I've had a million of them, where it didn't take me a year or 2 years on the learning curve to really figure out. That being said, I'm trying to work through our conservation district to update things such as our HR policy, because HR is very important to me. People are my business, aside from the fact that I used to build. I had to build with people, so people are my business. Working on that, and I can't manage without finance and without financial information. MACD has been very helpful in connecting me as I'm trying to work my way through learning and adjusting and helping our organization move forward.
Great. And then one last question. What's your favorite Michigan animal or plant?
Well, a favorite plant is when we lived in Bay City, prior to retiring back to the UP, around Mother's Day, a little purple flower would blossom. I don't know the name of the flower. I know it grows wild, and I used to think it was fantastic when that flower bloomed so I could give it to my wife on Mother's Day. That's my flower. As far as my animal, I love them all. So, I mean, they all have a place, they all have a purpose, they are all pests, they are all helpful. There are so many sides to so much of what we're talking about that I can't give you a straight, clear, clean, one animal answer.